Alright, welcome back to this Super Coach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to do the Week 11 review for NFL Fantasy, and in particular our Sportsdeck Dream Team. So another underwhelming week for us with 461, which was below the average, and saw us actually slip a few more places in the ranks. So 143 overall now, so not heading in the right direction unfortunately, but still better than last week. As you can see there, the round rank was a lot improved. So, there you go. I must have won the head-to-head. Brilliant. That's something positive. So, the captaincy this week, we went with Jalen Hurts in the Monday night game. It was a very tight one between them and the Chiefs. Two rushing touchdowns saved him ultimately, because the passing game was shut down by the Chiefs' defense. We could have VC'd Allen and got an extra 8 points, which would have been nice, but wasn't that big of a difference in the end. Will Levis is ticking along with another 24. Our running backs, so CMC and Saquon, he was the star, I think, for the Giants with 55. CMC with 37, that's pretty solid. Eckler, a little bit underwhelming with just 11. And Jerome Ford, good enough considering JT was on bye this week with 21. The wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, solid enough at 26. Tyreek, just keeps doing it with 51. AJ Brown, just couldn't get involved. The Chiefs defense were all over him. Jamar Chase with 16. That's maybe about as good as it's going to get given Joe Burrow's out for the season. We might look at getting rid of him potentially. Stephon Diggs with a 9, so I guess underwhelming as well for Diggs. He's been a bit flat the last few games. So, we haven't got a lot of trades left, but maybe we can, do something with all that cash there. Debo with the 15 wasn't quite what we were hoping for, but, it's something. Devonta Smith was actually quite good with 25. And Zay Flowers, he's serviceable, but 12 was still below his underwhelming season average. Travis Kelce got in the end zone, so 23 points from him, which is nice. Sam Laporta, 10 points is fine. Musgrave, 9. So, we picked right, but it is what it is. Kickers, we could have gone either way, and they both got 18. And Dallas's defense was quite good with the 42. The Bears, 18 still good, but we did do the right thing there. So I might just have a quick recap of the other games. Go back to week 11. So Baltimore, Cincinnati was the first game, and Joe Burrow, obviously the big talking point from there. Browning as a cheap quarterback option. He's on the bubble this week. What's happened to my break evens? They're not there. Weird. Okay. Don't know what's going wrong there. But as you can see, he scored a 0 in week 1. Probably just from coming in and taking a knee, perhaps. But 21, so his price will move upwards. He does have some good players around him like Chase. Hopefully Higgins is back soon. But obviously all of the Bengals offense will suffer because of the Joe Burrow injury. If we go back to week 11. So Lamar was quite good with 47. Gus Edwards, if you had him as a point of difference option at running back, he's done pretty well there with the 39. OBJ got a touchdown I saw. The defense was the main contributor to Dallas's win over Carolina by the looks of it. Cool. Don't think there's too much else to discuss there. Jalen Warren, so I've had him in my redraft league all season and hadn't pulled the trigger. He had a massive game, even though Pittsburgh only scored 10 points. But I'll put him in this week and he'll probably do no good. But other than that, again, not much to talk about there. Pretty low scoring affair. Detroit, Chicago. So Justin Fields back, which is good for him, and also DJ Moore. If you've got him, I know I've got him in the drunk redraft league that we've got. So happy Fields is back feeding him. You know, Detroit, Gibbs, St. Brown, Montgomery, all pretty decent options, I think. Going forward, Laporta would have been nice to get him a bit of a touchdown, but it's not going to happen every week. Green Bay and the Chargers. So Justin Herbert did well. Keenan Allen did well. Eckler did not. Jordan Love going pretty good for Green Bay as well. Reed looks like the number one sort of guy there, which is pretty cool if you got him. Tank Dell continuing to carve up for Houston. CJ Stroud solid again. Singletary's been good the last couple of weeks. It might be a sneaky pod for the back run of the back half of the season. Kyler Murray, he's looked pretty good on his return. Just needs probably a few more weapons around him. Jacksonville, so Trevor Lawrence, I think it was 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 running. And I'm guessing Calvin Ridley was the recipient on those 2 touchdowns, just looking at that. So very nice if you had them. Got rid of Calvin Ridley a while ago, so it didn't help me much. Miami and Vegas, so Tyreek Hill, we talked about, did quite well. Devontae Adams, that's probably his best effort for the season, I would have thought. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, he did score 71 there. So I guess from 18 mil all the way down to 8 mil, that is a crash if you had Devontae Adams. But things could be looking up with Aiden O'Connell there. Maybe, feeding Adams the ball the way that he probably deserves to be as wide receiver 1 there. So, we were looking at some options around Chase and Diggs. Maybe Adams is that sneaky point of difference. For Miami, Acham is back, so if you held on to him the whole time, he only got 1 point this week, but he would have made some money. Let's have a look. It'll stuff it all up here. So yes, made 170k, but probably has stuffed his average. So probably trade out of the pick now, even though he's back in. Um, yeah, that's probably about it for them. Where are we up to? Got lost. The Giants getting the win over Washington. Sam Howell still doing good for the Commanders. The Giants' defense was pretty good too. Tommy DeVito, so what was that, his 3rd game, probably 4th game. So, he's going to, boost up in price yet, 2.6 mil. Yeah, don't have the break even here, but he'd just about be the cheapie of the week, I would have thought. Week 11. Brian Robinson and Slayton doing okay, but probably not relevant. Brock Purdy, big game out, which is probably even more disappointing that Debo didn't do more. But Ayuk was probably getting the majority of targets by the look of that. Rashad White's been solid as a running back option if you have him. Probably about all. Josh Allen, the Bills defense doing the job. Shakir's been really good. Probably, you've almost got to argue he's the wide receiver 2 over Gabe Davis, just given the targets and the volume that he's receiving. James Cook pretty solid with 34. Tyler Bass kicking goals, literally, with 34. Brees Hall was good for the Jets, but I guess Zach Wilson getting the Rissole through the game is probably a fair indication of where they're at. Puka Nakua doing well for the Rams still. Cooper Kupp struggling. So I don't even think he's a sneaky pot option just because he's not relevant at the moment. DK was the man this week at Seattle. Bit hard to predict what they're doing at Seattle with their wide receivers because they've got 3 of them and they're all pretty good. Denver sneaking the win over the Vikings. So Josh Dobbs, he's looked really good, bit inconsistent, but making plays, which is all we care about for fantasy. Will Lutz, a Denver kicker, doing most of the business for Denver. There you go. And then Philly and the Chiefs. So yeah, it was a pretty tight sort of game. DeAndre Swift was good for Philadelphia. Justin Watson was a surprising one. He actually looked really good too. So at 5 million, if you want a piece of the wide receiver room at Kansas, he might actually be the best bet. I know Rashi Rice has been popular in previous sort of weeks, but there's just something about Watson looked the goods. Um, Trying to get him in my redraft league at off the waivers this week. Just something about him I liked in that game. So I guess that's the games. If we have a look at the league, so view the league results from week 11. So Austin Heckler's getting the win against the buyer. The big chickens are done, I think. Oh no, didn't win this week. What happened there? I must have won the other head-to-head matchup. Timmy's caddy got me by 12. Might go have a look at his team. And $5 footlong with a 500 plus. So I might actually try to go back and check out those results. So Timmy's caddy. So VC and Lamar, I think, with Loop and the captain. Nice move. Don't think if I did that, it would have actually helped too much. Yeah, because I would have only got an extra 8 points or something. Keenan Allen. So yeah, I think that's the. He's been the guy. He's been really good this season. So well, maybe he's one we can bring in for Chase potentially. I guess yeah, and things like predicting Burrow going down injured like that. It's a tough break. AJ Brown having a quiet one probably cost me really. But other than that, the team was good enough, just not good enough this week. $5 footlong. What did he? Can't go to a different matchup apparently. So VC on Tyreek, solid. Got Pollard as the auto emergency. That's pretty handy. Um, I guess would have had him anyway, given that Bijan was the captain in the end. And Hurts and Mahomes. Yeah, okay. Keenan Allen, another Keenan Allen guy. Gibbs and St. Brown. That was a good combo this week. There you go. Wacko Jacko getting almost the 500 too. Another Keenan Allen guy. Looks like we know which way we've got to go. Potentially. All right. So plans for this week are probably not really to do anything in terms of trades just because we've only got four left. I think next week we'll struggle a bit. Um, a few teams on bye, including Buffalo. So no Josh Allen. Might have to make a bold move to trade him out next week. Who they got this week? Might be even bolder move. Playing Philadelphia. Oh, Philly defense. Don't know. So the two quarterbacks playing each other this week. That's pretty interesting. But in the running backs, we'll bring JT back in. You know, I, yeah, there is a couple of nice options, but I think we can live with that. I think Chase is the one we might trade if anything. Uh, but they're playing Pittsburgh, which is a good defense as well. So yeah, I don't hate this. Get out of this pick. I don't think we can afford Allen. We can't. We can't afford St. Brown. I'm not that high on DJ Moore. Devonte Adams, we could, yeah, that's how we could downgrade, and then we could, upgrade anyone, I think, to get to Allen almost. Maybe Debo would be the, no, okay, not Debo, it's going to be more expensive than Debo. Devonta Smith maybe did the job for 1 week for us, sat on the bench. do something like that. Yeah, but I guess blowing two trades essentially to get Keenan Allen in. Don't know if I rate it. We do have to get rid of Chase though, I think. I guess we could just stick with the plan, which was to hold Allen next week. That's what one of the reasons why we brought Levis in. He can just play as a stopgap option. So then we get rid of Diggs. I know his form has been a bit down, back to back nines, but does that just mean he's due? Against Philly, I wouldn't have thought so, but after that, the other bye, they got Kansas City, we got Dallas. Whoa, starting to go off Josh Allen here too. Might go early on that. So I think we might do a trade next week, get rid of Allen and bring in um, someone. Maybe we could even go Mahomes, I guess, for the run home. Might be a good option. We could do it this week, maybe. If we go Allen to Mahomes against Vegas, they haven't been the most solid defense. And then we could go Chase to Allen. That works with, or actually, yeah, because do we want to get rid of Diggs as well? 70%, 75% on, that's unreal. Or do we want to try to find a more pod type option? Dak's been decent. No. I think if we're getting out of Allen, we go to Mahomes. It's the only one that really makes sense. What's their run like? Vegas, Green Bay, Buffalo at home, which is alright. New England, okay defense. Got Vegas again. Cincinnati and the Chargers. Their defense doesn't seem to be doing much, so it might be worth a shout. Can't decide. Problem with doing live trading. So, are there any sort of running back options that stand out? Maybe we can do something in that space. I don't really think so. The fact that there's only a few appearing in the top 30 overall suggests it's not the place to target. I think it's quarterback. You've got to go hard. There's what, six of the top eight are all quarterbacks, seven of the top, eight of the top 10, 11, 12, 10 of the top 12 are quarterbacks. So I think we need to have two guns. And they don't come much more gun-like than Mahomes and Hurts. Yeah, so Keenan Allen is the second best wide receiver. We definitely need him. All right, let's lock it in. If we burn all the trades, we'll so be it. We've got two left. We've fixed the Josh Allen issue that we're worried about. We've covered it's not really Jamar Chase injury, but the Bengals injury. Um, Diggs might be nice to upgrade potentially, but we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, so I guess just fixing up the rest of the team. Yeah, wide receiver room. I think the top four are locked in. AJ Brown will bounce back. I think because we got rid of Allen, we might back Diggs to do something against the Eagles, as tough as that may be. And then it's just Devo or Devonta, I think, for number 6. The smart money says Devo against Seattle. They've struggled recently a bit. Yeah, might just leave it as is there, I think. So that's how the team's going to shape up. And yeah, we'll finish the video there. So if you've got any comments or thoughts, as always, feel free to get them below the video. If you enjoy the NFL fantasy content, remember give us a like, subscribe to the channel for all the other fantasy content. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.